Hey everybody, welcome back to Ready Steady Plays!
Hail.
Undaunted Stalingrad. Part 9, Game 14.
Yes, and potentially the final part.
Yeah.
I think.
So I was expressing to Luke off camera how very stressed out I am about this game, and I was going to ask you actually, we haven't had a game yet where if you lose, I win, have we?
I think that's correct. Like, we don't know what happens with those end things, but every one of those end things has been attached to, like, Soviet victory, and it'd be quite weird if it was a, Soviet victory, go to an end, and then it would...
And then it was like
and then
a
it
German
didn't say,
victory,
like, it was like, congratulations, Germany. The Soviets may have won that scenario, but that was their fatal error. Like,
yeah, or like they didn't win the...
They fell into your sneaky trap.
So, I mean, and so I can talk in a minute about how sort of conflicted I am around the idea of wanting to win when I'm the Nazis.
Yeah.
But, there is an element, like, I guess I'm blessed in a way with sort of historical ineptitude. And so I've sort of forgotten about, like, all of, like, how I probably really deserve to get crushed and want to lose because you're the good guys, and more just, like, I just care about keeping my guys alive and you're the baddies who are shooting me.
I mean, I think that, like, that's probably still quite a fair response. Like, this is about the individual soldiers. Like, most of this game is about making us care about these squads and these people and, like, going through them and their development. You're not, as part of this game, putting in place the infrastructure for mass deportations or something like this. This is not train. And also, I suspect that no matter what the outcome of this campaign is, given the dates we're at now, the Soviet counteroffensive is going to happen regardless of whether you or I win.
Yeah, so...
And that's kind of going to doom the whole point of taking Stalingrad on a, like, strategic level. There are going to be another 200,000 soldiers encircling you, whether you win or lose this.
So the grander tragedy
So...
of this really is, like, none of this matters.
Yeah, that's probably effectively true. Like,
That's
for the Soviets,
so depressing.
holding Stalingrad this last 500 years of Stalingrad is a thing that is about propaganda, and Stalin being like, it's got my name on it, don't you dare pull out. Right, the Soviet commander keeps saying there's no point in holding this side of the river, there's nothing strategically worthwhile here, we may as well drop back, then make them cross the river into us. That's incredibly defensible, instead of sitting here with 500 meters of, like, riverbank defending. So that's why the Soviets drop out, and similarly for the German Reich. Like, yes, it's important on the way and an important river crossing, but actually, and they need to push the Soviets out of it in order to kind of firm up their lines, but they've got bigger issues, and they probably shouldn't be pouring all these resources into, like, ultimately a city that is being over defended.
And very difficult to take.
Yeah. And in doing so, the Germans are effectively neglecting the kind of lines either side along the Don and further up. And that's what's going to mean that the Soviet counteroffensive is relatively successful and ends up with the people in Stalingrad being encircled. So yeah, don't feel too bad. Your defeat is inevitable, is what I'm saying. Even if you win this scenario, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, and I the other scenario where it ended, if I lost, it ended with a Soviet victory, which I won, was very stressful. This one's probably even more stressful, because at least that one I felt marginally confident about. This one looks like it's going to be a lot more difficult to win.
Saying I feel confident is a lie, but I feel like it's going to be a close fight, almost certainly, and I like some of my starting position. But I don't know exactly where you are.
Yeah, I haven't read my book yet, so I don't know what the deal is. We'll find out in just a minute. I'll say hello to the Dr. Munt. I still don't know how to say his name in chat. Who says Soviet victory? Yes, please. Scenario 15. Also, yes, please. So it looks like you're winning no matter what. And Commodus, who just came in to say thanks for the Europa Universalis streams. You're very welcome. I apologize for the mistake I made in those streams, which was not ending my actions as soon as I should after you two passed, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That was in the earlier half, yeah. I think we caught that at some point on day 2.
We had a lot we were all learning during that game. But hopefully our mistakes were also helpful and easily instructive, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was quite an undertaking, but overall really fun to produce. So let's crack on with this now. You wouldn't be human if you played this game without mistakes. It's true. It's also usually we try to play like before we film and things like that, and we did play Europa before we filmed, but we didn't finish it because it's so long.
Yeah, we had two like 4-hour sessions going through an Age 1 thing, I think.
Yeah, we did a whole of Age 1, yeah, before filming, but it would be nice to do more, but it's just not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
And the deadline, we have to get it done. Right, now, you have sort of set up, haven't you, for this?
Yes, yeah, my setup was largely on the map. Like, in the little map book, it was clear where I am, whereas you're not here. I'm just chilling in my headquarters. I suspect not for very long.
Right, yeah. So what you'll see here as well is the 7 tunnels, 6 tunnels, 6 tunnels.
We have 6 tunnels, yeah.
That were sort of discovered in the last mission. Well, 2 of them were discovered, but we've discovered that tunnels exist. Here they are. These are the 2 tunnels that I had from the last game, so I'm going to start with control of these sectors, which gives me 2 of the 6 points I need to win. And Luke starts down here with control of all 3 of these, which gives him 5 of the 10 points he needs to win.
Yeah.
So this is going to be pretty brutal no matter what. You need to capture 5 more points. I need to capture 4 more points, but that's probably going to be difficult for everyone involved.
And interestingly, the important thing about these tunnels is any square with a tunnel is adjacent to any other square with a tunnel for movement purposes. Obviously not for shooting, but you could move from here to this tunnel over here with a single move action. Similarly, you could like pop in and out of all of this. So I think we're going to have a lot of very close range fighting. It's going to be less of the rifles. And that's why I'm particularly pleased that this scenario has kicked me off with my engineers, including one of the engineers I'm definitely going to be taking.
Oh yeah, I'm really worried about
my new flame engineer. I think he's going to be
kill this guy quickly,
causing some scary stuff.
Possibly can, yeah.
So he I picked up in the upgrade to the end of the last scenario, and I'm hoping he's going to do some good work. Because in real life, absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, flamethrowers are absolutely terrifying. And what does the flamethrower actually do? He can only use it on the space he's in.
It's got range 0, so it can only be used on the space it's in. But you can force people to. I think when you use it, if you get a hit, you can also force them to retreat.
So you pick a spot and they move to it.
Yes. Let's have an exact check of the wording, so we're both on board with that. It sort of compels people to run away from these flames. We have an attack called Flame. Flame. Choose any non-vehicle combat counter on the board, and determine the defense. Roll the attack dice. Determine results.
Existence of the Skaven confirmed. Yeah, this is about to become Warhammer: The Old World.
Yeah. I suspect some of my guys look quite a lot like they've got various Nurgle plagues at this point. Conditions are not good. If the attack was a flame action, in addition to inflicting a casualty, the attacking player may move the target into an adjacent tile that is already scouted. So I can't just push you to nowhere, but you have to already scouted it.
So it's similar to routing.
Similar to routing. If you move a suppressed unit, ready it. So actually, if you flamethrow someone who's hiding on the floor, they're ready. They're like, suddenly I'm out of here.
Nothing's quite as motivational as being the target of a flamethrower.
Whatever was suppressing them before, then they are more scared of the flames.
Yeah, they're a lot less worried about that now.
The movement does not trigger mines or Overwatch markers. So I can't have a machine gun watching a spot and then flame them out and then be like, aha.
I gotta say, I can only imagine the limitations on sort of mines and routing over mines and things like that are for the purpose of balance. But I'm a little disappointed about how sort of limited the mines are.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's quite a lot of work to set up, and then actually they've not done
quite
that
easy
much.
To avoid, because every tile is always connected to 6, right? It's not a square arrangement. And in this case, they're connected to more. You can kind of avoid them by going across a different edge. But also, mines get placed on edges. So we were talking beforehand about maybe mining up the tunnels, but that's not a thing. So if you see us not doing that, it's not because we didn't think about it. But mines go on edges. We checked that out. I was going to say the other thing about flame. I can't flame you down a tunnel. You don't really want to run into enclosed spaces with Mr. Flame Guy chasing you. And also, if flame moves you and also causes you to rout, still only one movement. You can't be like flamed and routed to like sprint across the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but I think that's the important stuff about flame. I've also got one. I've got another new toy though. This one less novel in its functions, but pretty cool for its history. I've got some night witches. So these are Soviet bombers, largely small World War I aircraft, but some specifically produced for World War II, that were pretty underpowered. They'd been kind of like given to the women air battalions, largely as a kind of second-class thing, very much still discriminated against. But they use these for pretty terrifying events. They sort of turn off their engines, fly in low, glide in, and then drop them relatively silently. So they were, in terms of morale, pretty effective, but in terms of damage done, not that much. But in this kind of scenario, you can imagine you wouldn't want to run into one. And so I'm hoping to scare some German soldiers with this one too.
That is, I'm so worried, Luke. I really want to win this. This is
I've got toys.
Extremely concerning. So I'm just setting up my deck. Here it starts at baseline, which is, I think, Scout A, Scout B, Rifleman A, Rifleman B, and also 2 Romanians.
The Romanians are in your starting deck?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And they'll start on the board too. So I'm going to start with
where are you?
Baseline plus the Romanians. And I can choose to deploy one set of 3 tokens, one set of 2 tokens, and I put them out across these 2 tiles in one set or the other. So I'm...
Oh, but you have to split. You can't just...
Yeah, I have to split. I can't put everyone on the same tile.
I was really looking forward to bombing that tile, if otherwise I'd be like...
Oh, God, I'm so worried.
Yeah, it'll be fine. So I think I'm going to take my experienced scouts, but I think my riflemen... Well, I don't have that many experienced
This map
riflemen.
is also really small. The maps have been bigger. This is just going to be small and bloody and mean, and I'm sad.
Yep, I think that... well, hopefully I'll get to keep you that way. I suspect we'll both be quite sad for quite a bit of this. If anything our last game is going to go by, there's going to be quite a bit of stress in the upcoming, I don't know, 90 minutes, 2 hours. We'll see how long we end up mauling each other for.
We
haven't even started yet.
First time I'm going to quit a game because I'm worried about my health.
Maybe you should be like one of those video game streamers who play jump scare games.
I play loads of horror games on this show. I've played horror games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with horror games. I think...
No, I just went for the heart rate monitor, for the little, like...
This is more scary than any horror game I've played on this show. I swear to God. And I played all of Outlast and all of Resident Evil 7 on this show.
Well, there we go. Yep, so my deck is my regular deck, plus 1 engineer of each type. The Night Witch Bomber, actually, I will check that she's in my startup, but I think she is. And 2 Fogs of War. Yes, baseline plus 1 Night Witches, 1 engineer A, 1 engineer B. You start with the initiative, for once. Actually, we've had that a couple of times now, but it's still been me for most of the campaign. Area. Winner takes control of Soviet headquarters. Which does sound like I would lose, but apparently we don't go to an end state after this.
No, I think this is like my last-ditch effort, right? Like, if I take control of I think basically the idea is if I miss taking control of the Soviet headquarters here, then the Germans are like, we're done.
We're not going to try and push that
But
one.
If at the final hour they sort of take over the Soviet headquarters, they're like, okay, one big final battle. Yeah. Which, ironically, given now that we know a little bit more about the history, probably means that they're actually less
prepared for what will come up afterwards. But,
yeah, but, you know.
Yeah, the only other thing to add is in the setup, it told me to fortify this tile, which is a nice bonus. It doesn't seem... I don't know how much time I'm going to be spending hanging out in that tile.
It's worth the point. You've scouted it.
It's worth the point. I'm very good. I've not scouted it, I've controlled it. That's the other one. But I'm just not sure if I'll hang out there, is my point.
I need to go and take that away from you, then. Right, I understand.
Have you made your choices about who's going in the deck this time?
Luke, I'm so worried. It's like, I have made my choices. There's some cardboard in my Romanian sleeve.
And not the intended card. just
No, it's
loose with the board. Just the risks of being surrounded by board game. You never know when cardboard will strike. It's well stacked though.
God, the Romanians are all veterans, which is awesome. And it's 2 Fog of Wars, right?
2 Fog of Wars in this, the baseline deck.
This is set up correctly. Okay, so now where am I going to start, and with whom?
Your Romanians are 4. Oh yeah, they're 4 defense, like a rifleman. Do they also have control on them?
They do.
They do.
I effectively have 3 rifleman units, but one of them doesn't count for the purposes of routing.
I don't love it. Yeah, that's not the dream.
That's alright, you have mad bombers.
I have 1 mad bomber.
She's very angry.
She's furious, and I can't really blame her.
Yeah. I'm going to keep shuffling this in a minute. I'm just going to make sure I've done everything I need to do. Yep. So, I think what I'm going to do is put all of the A tiles up here. So that's the Romanians, the Scouts, and the Riflemen for A, and then Rifleman B and Scouts B over here.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Is that what I'm going to do, actually? Oh, he just had a change of his mind, maybe. Oh. No, this is fine. Oh my god.
I think we're both, the meme of the dog sitting in a room on fire. We're both that dog. This is fine.
This is fine. Me and
just at opposite ends of the table. It's just mirrored. Like.
And then after this, we can play something just really nice,
something
right?
Really chill.
Yes. Like we can play some super chill game. Or
what's the game you build like a tree out of the cards and they like cover up the not Kokoro, Kokoro? Maybe it is called that. You like lay the cards next to each other. It's got a stuff.
I know exactly the one you mean. Yeah.
All we have to worry about is like, does this card branch meet that neatly with this one? You want to do your own little tree? So we look across and go, that's a really nice tree. I love your cherry blossoms. Like
we can do something antithetical to your wargaming heritage and play a cooperative game.
yeah, I can enjoy some co-ops. Right. So. Scenario readouts.
Yeah, the story moment.
More horrors in store. Let me check. So we are briefing 28. For those of you reading along at home. As I'm sure you're aware, we're expecting another assault on headquarters at some point today, the lieutenant said, his expression severe as he looked at his NCOs. Especially since the Germans have a hold on the tunnels beneath us. For now, though, their aerial losses seem to put them on the back foot. We've received support of our own. The Night Witches will be running sorties overhead. The news that the famed female Soviet pilots controlled the air above them gave Anya a moment of relief, but it didn't last for long. Lieutenant motioned for Anya's father, Commissar Petrov, to step forward. He'd been silent, dire presence during the meeting. He hadn't mentioned why he was there, not even to her. My department has received intelligence from sympathetic sources in the fascist camp, he began, his long dark coat giving him the air of a malevolent bat. Romanian forces with the enemy wish to defect. They may seek a truce if an opportunity presents itself. Anya and the others shared suspicious glances. Can they be trusted, Uri asked. That's for you to find out, the commissar answered. There was a crumping sound. Dust shuddered and fell from the rooftop. Anya felt a vibration run through her feet as she picked up the muffled crack of gunfire. The sewers, Maxim exclaimed, snatching up his submachine gun. They're still underneath us.
His camera seems to be slightly tipping sort of more and more at an odd, jaunty angle, so I can only apologize for that. It looked good when I set it up moments ago.
Does not reflect the jauntiness of the game. Angle more jaunty than game.
It's true. So can we have a quick, just a quick reminder of how the tunnels work?
Okay, so yeah, the tunnels, basically, if you do a movement action, that could be scout, that could be normal move, I think, like that could be guide. You can, if you're on a tunnel tile, you can move to any adjacent tunnel tile, So obviously this one is adjacent to this tile and also this one, but it would also be adjacent to like the tunnel over here that you can just see at the end of the shot. And you could move from here to like this tile or that tile with a single move. And that doesn't cross the edges, so it doesn't set off mines. You can't be flamed down a tunnel.
So
I think that's the main thing it does. But also, tunnels can be destroyed. That's the only other thing about tunnels.
Right. You can see that they've got a value just like a house.
Yeah. And it's the same things that destroy them as buildings. So, yeah, attacks with this, like, dashed line around them. So that's stuff like Demo, some of the, like, tank shot ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and also...
Is this about tunnels?
Yes.
Okay.
They can be destroyed, they don't provide any cover. And weirdly, the two I picked, which I did pick because they seem to be the furthest apart from my options, are the ones that give the most sort of access, right? I've now got 2 tiles that have access to 7 spaces.
Yes, I mean...
although each tile
each one, yeah,
already has access to 6, so because they're on the outside, I guess...
They have, yeah, this tile could access 8, but this one can also access 8, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3, plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes.
I mean, you don't care really about access between... Well, maybe you do care about access between them.
Yeah, I might send reinforcements to my friends.
Get everyone huddled up in one spot, and then... come along with my bomber.
You don't know what my life is.
Yeah, I don't think that's your plan, though. Sadly for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, shall we kick it off?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I'm immediately like, this was not what I was looking for. Oh my goodness. So I need 10 points. 10 is just a lot of points. I gotta get 5 more points. I hate it. Okay. Okay, let's...
I start with the initiative.
You start with the initiative, you do.
Curious for a rare moment of mild reprieve.
I'm gonna go rogue. I'm gonna do this and probably really regret it. 3, 2, 1. I've committed my platoon sergeant for initiative.
Alright, well I've done a rifleman A, so you get to take the initiative.
Oh, okay, and that is your rifleman A. So that means he's not he's not moving this turn. I've got Anya, squad leader B, who's gonna do some taking some cards.
Bolstering.
Bolstering. We're gonna bolster 2, we're gonna bolster engineer and I think a scout. We're going to want a scout. We really want a scout that... Yeah, okay. We're going to take the scout that doesn't have a conceal. Because the other scout doesn't have attack, and I think we're going to really want both. And then there's a Fog of War, which I'm not going to be using, obviously, and then a Rifleman A. And Rifleman A... Yeah, Rifleman A is going to move into this tile here. And we're going to end up pretty spicily close to each other pretty soon. Because I think this is the tile that we're both adjacent to that's worth a point. And also this tile, crap for cover. This tile, a little better.
Marginally better.
Marginally.
It hasn't actually suffered any damage though. It's just not very good cover.
Yeah. Indeed. And that's me.
Okay. Well, so perhaps suicidally, I don't know. I'm actually going to begin with the Romanians, and we're going to do an assault action.
Oh, I forgot they had a move. Assault. Oh, so, yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to move up here, and then we're going to shoot at you.
Okay.
You don't have to be very scared, because it's going to be a 10 no matter what, but, you know, it's better than just moving up there.
What are you shooting at?
I'm going to shoot at your Rifleman A, who just wandered into the locomotive depot. It's a 10 no matter what.
3, 4,
so
5.
I might as well pick my prime target, I think. Well, actually, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's still 10 for those engineers, even though they're on a cover 1 tile. Because they're just so far away.
And these guys, 6, 7, 8. Maybe these Rifleman B would be cheaper. 1, 2, 3 away, plus 5.
So 9.
So it's a 9 to hit those Rifleman B if you wanted to shoot for them instead. Wish I hadn't said anything.
Let's shoot Rifleman B.
I think Mike
doubled
is
my
thirsty
chances.
for Rifleman. Yeah.
You've doubled my chances. Well, you know, at the back... Well, the thing is, this is obviously
a
deliberate game design choice, right? Because the riflemen are both an objective for full route and also the only units that can get control, which is the main purpose of this objective.
Yep.
So it's not even like the tank one or whatever where it's like, please blow up some tanks. Anyway, here we go. 9 up.
An 8. I'll consider that my reward for pointing out
for being for being nice and helping me out. Okie dokie. So let's go.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't do the move and Oh, you couldn't. It's assault. It's move and attack. Yeah.
It's move and attack.
Not move and do any other action.
No, no. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
What would that be called? Like hyper versatile, super broken OP card.
Be pro as heck.
I'm trying to decide now what I do with my Scout A. I've got Scout A here, and.
Why did I take a scout? I forgot that all the tiles are like most or many of the tiles are already scouted. Why did I bolster scouts? That's silly of me.
Well, I might need to do a bit of scouting, especially if I want to attack you.
Yeah, if you want to get in here, you want to scout. But I like, all of these are scouts.
Well, I quite like the idea of coming at your points and
flipping them, right?
Flipping your points. I don't like that you've just run in there as well. Like, this is mine now, and you think you own that locomotive depot, but you don't.
I will do soon for the motherland.
Engineers are deeply scary, and I am concerned about engineers coming in there and just murdering my scouts. But I suppose I don't really need to do much scouting. Their main purpose is going to be recon. Reconning out awful useless cards. But I suppose if you're attacking the scouts, you're not attacking riflemen. So let's do a Scout 2 action, and we're actually going to go 1-2.
Oh yeah, he's going to pop across. Okay. Grab a Fog of War and Scout a token.
Yeah, and I'm just going to put it on the control side because I want a point.
My riflemen say no.
No. Okay, and then I'll reveal Squad Leader B.
I was really worried you're going to be like, and then I'll reveal my secret thing.
My secret objective. Another secret rule for the Germans. No secret rules for the Germans today. I'm going to go with Squad Leader B, and I think I'm going to pick up a copy of my machine gunners because they have area suppress.
That's pretty nice.
So we're gonna grab some area suppress machine gunners there, and then I'll probably take another rifleman B, which is actually my one elite rifleman C, who has a little extra attack on him. And that was my bolster 2. So that's all done. And it's time for another round of the game.
Yeah, I already regret my first 10 decisions. Why is this game so cruel?
Oh, God. Okay. Alright. Yep, I see. I understand completely. This game is cruel.
Yeah.
If it changed one thing, I could have had such good opening cards. This is also the only game where I completely forget one of the few games where I completely forget I'm running a show. Because I'm so stressed out, you'll see me this entire time I'm just covering my face like this the whole time. Nobody can hear what I'm saying because I'm just
head in hand.
Head in hands. So stressed out. Oh God.
3, 2, 1. Scout A.
Scout B with 6. Mine's 8.
Yours 8, is it?
It's my 8 Scout.
Oh no!
Remember I got him last game and I was like, haha, now I have the 8
Taste
Scout.
of my own medicine.
That's your trick, but I've pulled it. Alright, I'm going to start with a nice one. It's the Romanians taking control of this objective.
You started with 2 Romanians in your deck?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Should we start with? Should we have some points as well, just to visualize it?
We can if you like, but this is technically already tracked like this.
Yes, right? I just think this would be much easier for people to see from the top-down camera. Sure. So what am I on now?
You're on
3.
3
of 6.
3 of 6.
And you're on 5,
I'm on 5
of 10. Okay. So
we're both, in the words of Bon Jovi, halfway there.
God, you're right.
I really feel like I would like a John Bon Jovi card to give my soldiers some morale.
I really feel like I mean that would be very boosting, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't really fit.
Are there big ones?
They're originally for marking spaces
like
where you can
stuff,
get the stuff, but
Okie dokie. So that was my Romanians taking control of a point up there. Then it's gonna be so I've got Rifleman B. And I don't know whether to move into that space or just shoot at your Rifleman A. I quite want to move into the space, and I'm really worried that it's just going to make them super duper vulnerable. Because they're further away in a nice house. But also, I'm not going to be able to take control of that point if I don't go in there. But I still need to get your Rifleman A out. And I don't know if I necessarily have a good plan for that.
I see the conflict.
Yeah, this is the conflict. So I think let's take a pot shot at your Rifleman A. So it's 1 away. Oh no, it's going to be 10 anyway because the house. No, the house is 2, so it's 6, 7. So it's 7 up, right?
Yep. 6 plus 1, 7 or better. This is probably going to hit a Rifleman A.
Nope, it's a 1. God damn it! I get to do all the shooting first, and I've missed every single thing. All right, and then I've got my squad leader A, who's got Bolster, Inspire, and Guide. I can't use Inspire. I could use Guide.
Yeah, you could move these A guys through a tunnel.
I could just move my Rifleman A.
Or just in... you'd have these scouters.
Actually, do you know what? It occurs to me that maybe we should just try to blitz victory. Let's just Guide Rifleman A in here. That's another point.
Seems sensible.
Alright, I was gonna bolster. Maybe I should bolster. I should probably bolster. I'm probably gonna regret it.
Just bolstering for cowards. I didn't bolster my Rifleman, like... It may have been a mistake, but...
This is a mistake. I'm gonna bolster.
Damn it. You have no idea how much I regret not bolstering with like my squad. I was like, Annie was right here, I'm gonna take a scout. And like, not only is the scout pointless, I really should have just been like, yeah, a rifle. Stress makes you do stupid things.
This game is so stressful. Oh god. Alright, so that's it. All done.
Right, okay, so our plans then. So what did you actually bolster?
2 Rifleman A.
2 Rifleman A. Makes sense, huh? So first we're going to have Engineers B, and they're just going to move from their starting place into this tower here.
No.
Seems like a good spot for them to be, I like it. That's Engineer B. Scout B. I think I'm going to conceal with Scout B. Please take a fog of war into your deck.
Why are you doing this?
Here to be annoying. I know I took the Scout last time. I was like, well, I'd take the one without conceal. That makes sense. Actually, now I've decided that's the most useful thing for this guy to do.
Look.
Rifleman B is also going to move, and I think they're going to join. They're going to join the engineers in here. Which seems like a good spot.
All right. I seem to have only 3 cards left in my deck.
I have exactly 4.
Where are my sharpshooters and my snipers at? Come on, boys.
Where are they?
Yeah,
could have bolstered them in.
I can't yet. No, I need the big man.
The bolsty boy. Okay. I'm watching Mike's face. There was a little nod in there, an appreciative nod, which makes me. I was immediately sad. It's a fog of war.
5. Okay. Could have played a fog of war. God damn it.
I'm glad even my fog of war brings you pain.
Yeah, it sure does. So, I think. This is agonizing. This is too many choices. This is way too many choices. I've got a shit hand.
Okay. Thank the Lord.
I've got platoon sergeant and 2 fog of war.
Platoon sergeant not great.
The platoon sergeant's fantastic, and I love him.
Sorry, the platoon sergeant's great.
Yeah,
the fog of war's not.
Yeah, I'm tempted to try and command to see if I can draw some scouts. I'm also tempted to support
to
a scout.
ensure you draw a scout.
To support a scout into my hand. I'm also tempted to just do a support and grab like a sharpshooter and take a shot at you. I'm also tempted to just bolster a bunch of useful shit into my deck and say fuck it to the fog of war, but I'm deeply worried about the conceal action you've already done to make my life awful. So lots and lots of things stressing me out at the back of my mind here.
Maybe they should retitle this game Undaunted Schadenfreude, because I think if you don't experience at least some Schadenfreude, like there's sheer stress, like you need to be able to enjoy the moment that the other person is very stressed. Like,
yeah, I think, but I mean, I think like sort of Schadenfreude like is almost tied into like sort of more of a feeling of sort of.
Oh, this person deserved it? Like, yeah, because that's not the vibe.
No, I don't know if it's about deserved it. I think it's more like, you know, this is... I mean, maybe your feelings are different to mine, but the feeling I get when you play a hand like this, for example...
Is dread.
No, is just deep relief that this turn I'm not going to get shot. That's which is not exactly Schadenfreude, because Schadenfreude is more... but, you know, I'm just pleased to have... Yeah. Like, but, you know, then, of course...
Relief is definitely a big part of it, but there's also a moment in which I'm like... Thank God Mike is a bit sad this time, because I am sad. Like,
okay, do you know what? I think we just need to bolster a bunch of useful units. So we're going to get some Romanians who are really good at shooting, and we're going to get 2 of them. And then I think what
he's got bolster 4.
Yeah, bolster 4. And then I think I'm going to get... just some elite sharpshooters. So 2 sharpshooters, 2 Romanians.
That's horrible. Right, so I've got my engineer A, and I'm going to move them in here as well. They're going to join that. I'm keeping my riflemen and my engineers buddied up. Mm-hmm. Which is maybe the wrong thing to do considering there's so much of the map, but okay. Actually, I'm not going to play that yet, I'm afraid. I'm just going to do this. Because first I want to play my Night Witches.
Okay, so the
Night Witches first.
Yeah.
And we're going to come and bomb. And we're going to bomb this tile up here.
Yeah.
In the hope that we can... Because this tile has multiple things on it, and all the others just have 1.
Right, so presumably you bomb the house first.
I bomb the house first. I just roll 1 die.
And you're looking for an 8 up if you're bombing the cover, or 7 up if you're bombing the tunnel.
I'll bomb the tunnel first.
Bomb the tunnel first. Okay.
So that's a 7 or better.
And it's a 10, so the tunnel is gone. The tunnel's gone already.
That means they're stuck there. They're going to have to come through all of this stuff. Through my little flamey boys. Feel good about that. Also means that I can't really get in there easily, and it's quite a well-fortified building, so maybe this was a mistake, but for now I'm happy about it. I'm going to take that. Next we'll have a pop at the building, so that's an 8 up. Nope.
Can you do all of them? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, bomb is everything on
everything on the tile. Yeah. No, it just hadn't occurred to me.
I remember getting bombed. It was horrible.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any tunnels to blow up. I never got to hit 2 buildings.
And now I'm going to go for the scouts. They're an 8 or better. It's a 5, and then the riflemen, who are a 7 or better. Oh,
that was almost a 10!
0 and then went to the 4. I've not seen a D10 do that before.
I'm really glad I remembered to move the camera, because I forgot to move the camera for the tunnel roll. So
Curses. Well, the people in it are otherwise fine. Oh, no, they're not. It's bomb, but when bomb is 2 versus the people. So I'll do another one for the scouts and another one for the riflemen.
Yeah, so that's reasonable. So
this is scouts again. So an 8 or better. It's a 6, and then the rifleman, the second one, which is a 7 or up. No. Okay, so this kind of changes my engineers, because do I really want them in there? Not. So, well, yeah, maybe I just want to, yeah, no, we're definitely going to move them. They're going to come and cause pain and suffering over here. That's their job now. So it's just a move action. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then squad leader A. I would absolutely love an inspire, but poor Maxim was shot in the arm quite a long time ago, and he's just apparently less inspiring since. I imagine that's more to do with the trauma than actually the arm. But
I think people see the injury and they're like, that could be me.
Yeah, it would be hard to like.
Yeah. And he's like, why don't you go into battle? And they're like, nope.
I can see in front of me why this is
I quite like
bad
both of my arms, actually.
Okay, but we're bolstering, and we're gonna bolster Rifleman A. Like, I should have just done this before.
In the first place.
We're gonna, yep, those 2. And then I gotta shuffle my whole deck, because that was the end of it.
I'm gonna kill whoever shuffled my deck.
Was it Rifleman B? I'd really like that.
The Russian spies.
Okay. We have a hand. It exists.
Let me just. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, my 2v1! Oh my god.
You'll see why in just a moment.
Uh-oh. Luke's got incredible. Oh, do you have a hand of nothing but
I've got the combo I need. Dream combo stuff.
Is it just all Fog of War and scouts? Shall I shoot his scouts to make him sad? I've got Romanians first, and they'd like to do an assault back into cover. Having captured the point,
it's the move and the shoot. Who are they shooting at? I think I know the answer, Stream. I think I know the answer.
Could it be the scouts standing out here in the open?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, they're still 9s.
1, 2, 3. 4.
No, they're 10s. So
yeah,
it doesn't
10s.
actually matter, really. Rifleman B are 8.
No, they're not 9.
No,
1, 2 away plus 3 cover.
9. They're 9.
5. Yeah, 9.
Engineers B can just waltz right into where I am. That's terrifying. I hate it. They're also a 10 to hit.
Chris says, Reserve Rifleman does the one thing he'll never do this campaign. Yep, he won initiative.
Yeah, Reserve Rifleman, the one that has the shit initiative, somehow won initiative. This is at...
Luke hates this one trick.
This is at Rifleman B. It's a 9-up.
Cool, yep. Makes sense. Please don't hit. Thank you.
You're welcome. I did it for you, bud.
It's really kind of you.
Alright, so now we've got Machine Gunners B who are showing up.
Oh, they're showing up here. Oh, that's horrible.
So they're showing up here. And... oh, you can't see what I did. I put them out here. And now I've got an area suppress, and I think I should probably fire at these guys right next door.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. So it's one at...
well, do I... but the flamethrower guys! Are you gonna flamethrower?
Who's he gonna flamethrower? The flamethrower is a range 0.
Yeah, but you could just move in here and do it.
Shit, he's onto me. I actually haven't thought of it really being like, get out here.
Okay, I'm gonna suppress this tile, I think. I don't know why, though. Cool. Why am I bothering with that? Why don't I just murder these scouts? Because that doesn't help me win. I don't know. Yeah, let's just shoot these guys, because I might actually hit them.
You're shooting them or you're suppressing them?
Area suppress.
Area suppress.
So who 2 dice against the rifleman. It's a 7 for the rifleman.
Yep, 1 away, 2 cover.
Yep, that's got the rifleman. And then it's the engineers, who are an 8. Yep.
Oh, that both suppressed.
Everyone's...
Can I get, like, an area morale boost? Bon Jovi, where are you?
And then finally, it's Rifleman B, but it's my good Rifleman B with 2 dice.
Man, don't like that.
And he's going to shoot at Rifleman A. So that's, what did we say, 7?
Yeah, Rifleman A, it's a 7 from there. Got 2 dice.
But he misses.
Okay.
God damn it. I mean, to be fair, you missed basically the same shot.
You see my Fog of War. Here's my Fog of War. Here's an Engineer A, just unsuppressing itself. So this hand got even worse as it went. But then the Night Witches are back, and they're going to bomb this place.
Okay,
so first we'll go for the building, which is just 1 die. 8 or better. 9. That building is crumbling. And actually, that's probably really good news for me. That's 701A, is it?
It is.
So we need 701B. Somewhere in the large list of tiles.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
802B, 702B.
Someone bring me a brown paper bag.
1B. There we are. Let's go. Where have you guys gone? Oh, they're up here.
Yeah.
Along with those 2. That does mean the cover is 1 worse. It's nice. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Sorry if you had to hear that. Me smashing into the microphone. So now 2 dice. We'll bomb the rifleman first. 6 or better.
I should have moved the rifleman into the tile. I don't know.
Nope. Now the scouts. 7 or better. 2 dice. Yep. Do you have a scout B or C?
No, I don't have anything in hand.
I don't think you've played one in there yet either.
Nope. So it's in here.
I'll do the shot at the gunner. Oh, the gunner's B and C. We'll check on that. We know it.
So scout B. Oh, it's my elite scout with the nice initiative. But c'est la vie.
And then I missed the gunners. So
that's good.
Fine. Still, I appreciate you, Night Witches, doing work, putting the fear in. Where is his track? Yeah, out here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm beginning to really resent everyone that wants us to play one more game of this. I think they might actually be rooting for my physical death.
Yeah.
Although I think actually a lot of the stress of this match and the other matches specifically around the fact that this could be the very end of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you'll never know this joy, Luke, unless you play it again and play on the German side. You ready?
3, 2, 1,
7,
5. Oh, I should not have spent Rifleman B doing that.
I just managed to get some computer nonsense.
Interrupting.
Literally, streaming software asked me if I want to update it.
Be like,
Great.
I'm in the middle of a stream now. Don't you know that streaming software?
Yeah. Can you not just wait, please? All right. So here's now. Remind me again what Explore is.
I think Explore is. I do not remember off the top of my head.
It's like, isn't it do a Scout 1 and also a Recon 1?
Yes, that sounds right. Explore should be it. What can I say? Explore. Take a recon action. You may then take a Scout X action. So you recon first, actually, and then you get to Scout. But the small difference it makes. You get the information of what your new card draw is.
Recon first, and then potentially Scout. I mean, that could be useful. So here's Scout A doing a Explore 1 to get this Fog of War out of here. Oh, interesting. Is it interesting? It's not.
And then you can continue the scout with the scout A.
Yeah, so now you can do a heckin' move.
Where is your scout A? Oh, he's in here.
Yeah. And I think just to keep you sort of on your toes, I might just run in here.
Scout fight, scout fight, scout fight.
Yeah, scout fight, but more importantly, scout the tile that's worth 2 points.
That's true.
So that I can walk in there and take it away from you if I want to.
You will need to take a fog of war, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. I'll deal with that. Or will I? We'll find out. More on this later. And now I'm just going to continue to sort of like get on with the objective by moving the Romanians over here.
Okay.
And then I've got one more card, Luke. Isn't that fun?
Can't we just play with like 3 cards to 4? You know, I'd like that.
I've got Squad Leader B. And...
Inspire both. Oh, you can't inspire.
I can inspire. I can't inspire any of these people. What I can do is bolster B or ready someone who's suppressed.
I don't think you have any suppressed people.
No, I don't have any suppressed people.
Were you ready, my rifleman? Seriously.
I'll ready your rifleman A, and then I'll... No. Change my mind. Instead, I think what I'll do... is I'll take one more rifleman B and one more machine gunner B, and it might as well be my other... Oh no, oh god. Do I take the rifleman B? Maybe I should just not. Do you know what would be a really cool combo? Platoon sergeant doing support, and then squad leader inspires the card he supported.
That would be pretty neat.
That'd be pretty neat. That'd be like 2 actions with a unit that wasn't even on the board.
Yep.
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, I don't actually think... I can hardly think of any time where that would be especially useful, but it'd be pretty neat. Oh, I'm really tempted to take both machine gunners. But I think that that's probably a foolish choice. I don't know why. My heart tells me take the machine gunners. Oh no, I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna regret it. I'll take the machine gunner, one machine gunner and the rifleman.
Okay, 1 machine gunner, 1 rifleman for squad B.
Yep. Okay, over to you, Luke.
Got it. And then we're gonna have some slightly weird stuff happen. So first, rifleman A gonna play it, flips up rifleman A. That's fine. That's normal. Then I'm gonna have engineer B. Engineer B is gonna do a move. I'm gonna go whoop through this tunnel into here. Now, Mike.
The secret rule!
I would like you to turn to read page entry 258 in the rulebook.
So exciting. You
and
never
you
got
read
a
it to
secret
everyone.
rule.
Oh yeah, I got a secret rule.
That's so cool. 258.
I'm just gonna move over here.
You've been betrayed! The Romanian unit has defected to the Soviets.
Yes!
Oh, I'm fucked. That's the end of the game.
Partisans are here.
Find every Romanian in your play area, hand, deck, and discard, and tell the Soviet player their card designation. Then find every Romanian in your supply and tell the Soviet player their card designation. The Soviets will unlock partisans corresponding to each card. Remove all your Romanian cards you found, including any in your casualty pile. They are removed from your available pool for the rest of the campaign. Finally, remove the Romanian's combat counter for... Oh, that's the end of the game. Jesus Christ. All I've done is bolster Romanians. I'm so screwed. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yep.
I don't even know what I'm offering anymore.
Well, the good news is that the Romanians don't count towards the route victory, but I think you're just going to be gunning for that harder now.
Yeah, but I've got 4 Romanians in my deck and 2 sharpshooters. Like, I'm screwed.
The sharpshooters haven't betrayed you, but...
Oh, they haven't? They're not Romanians?
They're not Romanians. I don't think so.
Did I not take the sharpshooters? Why have I just not found any sharpshooters? Oh, maybe I didn't take them in the end. Or maybe I just took
you
one.
definitely... I think there's...
they're still in the discard, that's why.
They're still in the deck. Oh, they're still in the discard.
Okay, well, there's 5.
5. Can you tell me their codes? Because I have to replace
91, 93...
No, but also whether they're G or whatever. Cause
they're GL. They're all GL.
Okay.
So they're
For
unlockables.
each Romanian with the designation GL, find the SL where the things match.
Oh my god. This is so upsetting. If I'd known anything about history, I would have known this.
They're
I'd
all
probably
GLs. You're
also be more upset about things than Nazis. Well, I know enough about the Nazis to know they're bad.
You're sure they're all GLs? So they're all upgraded.
No, yeah, they're all GL.
And they're all vets. So they're
not GU, they're GL.
Okay. Oh, maybe they just come in always upgraded.
Yeah, I mean, they came in for me as vets.
Oh, okay, so that's why these come in as vets too. Cool. Okay, I thought maybe there were some that were vet and some that were not, and I was meant to mirror the veterancy. But if they're all vet, then fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but
I
then
don't
you
want
need
to take
to
5 vets if I'm not meant to have 5.
Well, you're gonna get the only one that's not in the only one that's not on the board or not on the deck is 95.
95. Okay, so 95 is going to be in my supply.
And I presume mine are all removed from the game.
The German player immediately removes all from their play area, hand, discard, deck, and casualty pile. For every Romanian removed from the play area, hand, deck, discard, unlock the matching one and add it to your discard pile. Hand, deck, play area, or discard. Yeah, so the ones in your supply...
So they're supposed to mirror where they are, right?
Exactly.
Right. So you're adding 4 Romanians to your deck.
Yep. And the partisan counter replaces the Romanians counter. Hello, partisans. Heroes of the Soviet Union. Do you remember when we first introduced the Romanians? So it's like, they kind of get a rep for being unreliable. Yeah. I did not think they were going to be this unreliable in the game. But I also remember them coming in the sharpshooters.
At least I get to keep my sharpshooters. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Sometimes, Chris, there are secret rules. This is the first one Luke's ever got, but I also think that might have just cost me the game, because I basically was planning... I was relying heavily on those Romanians. Now I think I might be screwed.
Oh, you were hoping they'd do the capturing work while the riflemen stay kind of safe?
Yep, pretty much. Yep, pretty much.
Sense.
Yep.
I guess the good news for them is they're not getting flamed. Maybe the guy with the flamethrower walked up to them and they were like, you know what, we're on your side, buddy. Like, it was that effective.
So what was the objective? You just had to get into the same space as them?
Yeah, the condition was as soon as a Soviet combat counter is in the same tile as the German-Romanian combat counter, a defection occurs.
Right, so I really should have just left them up at the top corner there.
When they walked up there, I was like, oh bugger, my plan. It's gone. Yeah. And then I was like, oh no, it's just because you had the move and shoot one, and it made sense to move them up there.
Yeah. I mean, if I could have just... if I'd accidentally left them up there, that would have been great. But no, it's obviously I was planning to use them, so...
I don't know what I'm going to do with my second engineer here, really. Maybe he just
pass.
I don't think it's going to be a pass.
I think it should just pass.
I kind of wish there was the tunnel here. I'd love to move the engineers right in there and just
some idiot blew it up.
Yeah, I know. It was probably the right thing to do. To convince myself.
Because there's been lots of secret rules, so this is not the first time someone's been surprised. This is the first time I've been surprised by this. It's just a shame that it's also the mission where I'm like on a fucking tightrope. If you'd taken the sharpshooters, I'd say this is already over. I still think this is pretty close to being done.
I think what I should do is demo this tunnel that I'm standing on. It's not the most important thing to do, but I think it's probably the thing to do. So I'm rolling a 4 against just the tunnel. 4 dice. A 7 or better will destroy it. It's a static target. You guys are trained for this. Come on.
Always. Oh.
They failed to blow up the tunnels. Do you remember my engineers are so bad at doing their fucking engineering job? Last time I kept relying on them to just lay some mines or something. And no, they couldn't do it.
It was very funny.
Alright. I understand you're more excited about the flamethrower guys, but please, you were trained in this.
They're like, no, we were trained with flamethrower. We don't know what any of the rest of this is about.
Well, let's give me that. Actually, we'll go for that one. Yep. For now, Chris. Germans betrayed by the Romanians. Soviets betrayed by the dice. But hopefully... Yeah, I can extend a hand of forgiveness to the dice. I don't think Mike will be doing that for the Romanians. Yeah, I do feel this is like a more impactful secret than... Like the one with the sharpshooters and where you opened up the whole flank, both, they did stuff me up, but I think not as much as this has caused a problem for you. Partly because of the, like, quite sensible decision to bolster them and send them in. Apparently they didn't appreciate that, being sent through tunnels. Final straw. They came up tunnels, came out these sewers and just were standing in front of a guy with a flamethrower, like, yeah.
Yikes.
3, 2, 1. Well, I may have overbid that. But I really wanted it because Rifleman A are going to do a control action here to control this tile.
Yeah.
Could I get one of the star things?
Star point.
Star point. Squad leader B is going to do a bolster. Well, we're going to be bolstering some Rifleman B. Not you, because you don't have control, you silly Billy. But you two, fine, yeah, with your attack 0. So we're bolstering 2 Rifleman B, and then finally Scout B, who, yeah, they don't want to scout nothing, will attack, is going to attack your scouts. No, we'll go for an attack versus your Rifleman A. 1, 2, 3 away, plus
9.
cover, 9 or better. Actually, no, we're going to go for these scouts, because I think you win more if you get
7.
through here. This is 7. Yeah, 1 away, plus 1 cover. 7 or better. 9.
Yep. So Scouts A?
Scout A.
I think they're routed. Yep.
Did I already hit a Scout A?
Yeah, nope. You
No, I
hit a
hit
Scout
B,
B.
so there must be 1 in there. Unless you hunkered down, which would be a little surprising.
The Scout A has come out of the deck and gone to the casualties.
Piles. And your turn to inflict suffering.
Oh, God.
I was really hoping I'd get the defection on a turn where I had the initiative and you had some partisans in hand. I was like, like, please, this is like, but yeah, I think I already had enough joy there.
It's already enough of an advantage. Oh my God. Oh God. All right, there we go. Blah.
Just some fog of war.
No. I played the Fog of War.
I don't know.
Just played it. Right. So now the main thing is I've got a Rifleman B and a Squad Leader B, and I'm trying to decide whether I sort of inspire them to do something neat or whether I just bolster like some more useful stuff now that I've got no soldiers in my deck. I am quite tempted to just run them into that house and start shooting your Rifleman A.
Just get in here.
Just get in there and just start trying to murder you. But then your engineers are there and they're very good at killing
Close range fighting, yeah.
on their own space.
In theory. I mean, we've seen them try and do demo work, like...
Yeah, that's true.
Good evening, Haggers. You join us after the defection of the Romanians to the Soviet side.
Big betrayal, very stressful, sad.
After Mike had given them, like, the best guns, good new coats, he was like, you guys are great, bolstered them all up. They still weren't having it.
Yeah. No, I think, yep. we're just going to run into here, and we're just going to shoot
to move
at. We're just going to shoot at Rifleman A because I can't take control, can I?
No,
because
I've got active combat counters in there. So this will be a 5 up because we still use the second value.
Yep,
but not the building one.
So 5 up to hit Rifleman A. God damn it! I haven't hit a single thing this whole game. Oh god. Well, I've still got my Rifleman A here, who I think they just shoot at shoot at Rifleman B. Or do I just try to go and get more? If I go stand next to those flamethrower guys, I'm just gonna get set on fire. But I also need like points. But if I leave here with no one, oh god, this is awful. I'm shooting at Rifleman B. It's a
1, 2 away. Yep. 3.
Oh god, I can't hit anything. Like, that's no hits so far. They're not even like they're not good shots, but they're not terrible shots.
I mean, this stood a good chance, and there was another one over here that stood a good chance. But yeah, some of them have been pretty long.
Oh god.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
7.
6.
Okay. So I think, kind of incredibly, I need to get my deck sorted out, because between my scouting and now I've got no fucking scouts, which is sad. I'm not really particularly worried about doing anything with the scouts other than recon though, but
you kind of have access to all the point scoring tiles at the moment,
but I think I also need to. All right, so here's the plan. Oh god, 3 in. Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to. How do I have 4 cards in hand?
I don't know. You should have. You use the squad leader. Do you want to shuffle and I'll pick one at random to put back on top of the deck, or is that going to screw up your plan?
No, that's probably the fairest thing to do.
Yeah, because you haven't.
I didn't pick something up from the table, did I?
I don't know. We could check back on the stream if that seems likely.
I must have just picked up. Do you know, I've probably just been so stressed out. I've brain farted and gone. It's a deck builder. I draw 5.
Well, also like they sometimes they stick together.
Don't look at it. Just put it back on top.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not happy about it, but it's fair. That's fine. I will stick with my plan here, which is I'll play the platoon sergeant for bolster. This is what I was pretty much going to do anyway. I'm going to bolster. I'm going to bolster a scout B, and I'm going to bolster another sharpshooter and 2 snipers.
Sharpshooters so much.
We're going full on offensive.
Full on murder mode.
And then I've got a Fog of War and a Rifleman A, and Rifleman A is just going to wander over here and pray.
Cool.
Actually, no, let's wander in here. I'd rather stop you getting more points, I think.
Sadly, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Okay, so... first my Rifleman A are just going to attack your Rifleman B here. It's 1 die. They can only fire.
I see Mike is cheating again. Leave me alone, Hackerson. I'm having a real bad war.
I like all those good wars people have. So this is 5 or up to hit those Riflemen. You get him?
Yep. So that's Rifleman B.
Rifleman B or C.
Boop.
And then squad leader A, we're going to bolster in some engineers. We're going to bolster in 2 engineers. Doesn't really matter which 2. Those 2. And then Scout B, gonna conceal and give you a fog of war, please.
It's very specifically 4 cards.
Who are all of you? Okay. Oh, that's very weird.
Who are all of you? There's a bunch of partisan cards I've never seen before.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. 3, 2, 1. Whew.
Incredible. God damn it.
Rifleman 2! The 2 initiative riflemen are having their day.
This is the weirdest game of Undaunted. I guess this is how it is at the end. Everyone's confused and sad.
Everything is kind of horrendous.
Do you want to start off enjoying Undaunted and then slowly just become more confused and sad? Try Undaunted.
Stalingrad. I feel like it makes you live with those choices. It's horrible. We're going to use the partisans to control this tile.
Yep. So that puts you on 7 points, does it?
Yep. We're then going to move the partisans to this tile.
Oh god, I forgot about that shit.
Yes, yeah, that was that. Yeah, that's the card I picked. Initiative. Those 2 partisans I just played, and then finally Engineer A. I'm not going to stick a mine down. He's just going to do an attack 2 against the Rifleman BC here.
So it's 5s, is it?
5s, 2 or better. Oh, sorry, 2 dice, 5 or better. You get it? Rifleman B or C?
Well, I deeply regret not using Rifleman B to bid for initiative, but, you know, I had to chance it.
Yeah, you had to chance it. Yeah.
Okay, so... here's Sharpshooter.
Okay, where are the sharpshooters spawning?
Well, they're not spawning in the same space as your rifleman.
Then they have to spawn here or here with your
rifleman.
rifleman.
Yeah, they have to. I forgot I moved my rifleman out. Interesting. Okay. Now the question is, which of your riflemen do I want to shoot at?
Yeah, because you have to be in a different space, whichever one you shoot at.
Yeah. Alright, let's put them in here and give you a difficult decision. So my riflemen are going to cover... My riflemen A are going to cover my sharpshooters, while my sharpshooters shoot at your... your rifleman A.
So 1, 2, 3 away, plus 2 cover, plus 5, so 9 or better. 4 dice, is it?
Yep. Or maybe we shoot the partisans. Try to get them out of my... Oh god, there's 2 in targets. No, shoot the rifleman A. No,
yep.
That's like... Finally I hit something. It's just, you know, when I have finally got 4 dice.
That's a casualty.
Right. And then my other one is machine gunners B, who are actually just going to shoot at rifleman A as well.
Cool.
So that's 7s on 2 dice.
Yep. 7 on 2 dice.
Miss. God damn it. I can't hit
His riflemen are lucky today.
How many casualties have you got? You got
1.
4.
That's my first one.
Yeah, you got 4 against my casualties of war.
There's a fog of war in there, isn't there?
No, yeah, but I mean, I've got 4 actual cards.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You hit me 4 times the 1 hit I had against you.
3, 2, 1, 6.
1.
Cool. And then I'm using a Scout A to recon this fog of war out.
Yep.
And we have squad leader B, which is slightly weird.
At least there's Battle of Britain before too long.
Engineer A is going to do an attack versus the Rifleman BC. 2 dice, 5 or better.
Yep.
Gets it.
Yep. Oh God, I think that if this, I would withdraw if this was
this wasn't
the
terminal
last
or
terminal.
nothing.
Yeah, I think this is just a slow death now.
B. Am I going to bolster people? I think I probably do. I think I bolster. Yeah,
I mean,
bolster
I'm
2
not going
Rifleman B.
to stop trying.
No, I understand the feeling. Like this game is stressful, and occasionally demotivating at the best of times. But this has been some blows.
Yeah, no, this is. But I also think that this might be a foregone conclusion. I don't think there's any coming back from this. I've already taken too many Rifleman casualties. Without the partisans, I've not got any hope of my objectives. I don't think. Anyway, let's give it a crack. Here's area suppress from the machine gunner into the tile here.
Cool.
So hitting the riflemen's on 7 and the engineers on 8.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe I'll just keep shooting at the riflemen. I mean, the thing is, both objectives seem so distant now. It just feels like it doesn't really matter. So yeah, let's go to kill them, I guess. Attack 2. So it's rifleman is 7, and that's it.
I know that's the one I'd rather you
I've
did
missed
this.
again. Can't hit anything. It's the sharpshooter. Same target. What's he looking for? 9s?
They haven't missed yet.
They're the only ones that have hit.
Versus these ones 1, 2, 3 plus 9.
Nope,
No.
missed. I mean, Jesus Christ. Good deal.
Three, 2, 1.
7.
You get the initiative.
Okay. So here comes Sniper, who's not sharpshooter.
Yep.
So Sniper's just showing up in here, I guess. Well, I could put him in the same house here, right? But it just feels like a real dumb idea. So Sniper shows up in here, and then takes a shot at Rifleman B, which is 1, 2, 3
Plus 3.
So it's 10.
10.
Oh my God, that
4
feels
dice.
so pointless. Oh God. Don't like putting him in the same space as the engineers either. We'll just hang out with your Rifleman B.
In the party house, the new party house.
The new party house, exactly. Do you know what, actually, before I decide, can I change the card I play?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, it's your turn. It doesn't really information you change stuff.
All right, let me start with my Rifleman A, and they're going to try to punch your Rifleman B. Here we go. So, player Rifleman A, they're looking pretty sad. They need a 5.
Yep.
Up.
Fancy the chances.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Mike.
I mean, this is outrageous. All right, so yeah, I will put the snipers in there, and they'll attack Rifleman B as well for a 5 with 1 die.
They'll attack Rifleman A. If
No,
they're in there,
Rifleman-
they have to attack A.
No, they can. They've got an attack 1,
Oh, they got. Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry.
so they're just going to attack Rifleman B. Oh my god, you're just going to bomb this house with your damn bombers, though. But then I go over there, and the engineers just blow me up. I've made terrible tactical decisions, and I can't even roll a hit. This is all terrible.
The bomber. If I use bombers here, I would also have to take a roll against Rifleman B. It doesn't mean I won't do it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
Just,
it's
like it's just so you also recall that.
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll go in there, but then the snipers are actually going to sniper Rifleman A.
1, 2, yeah,
Nines.
yeah, because this is a 2 strength button. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 9 or better. 4 dice.
Misses.
No.
So then it's the sharpshooters with 3 dice. Same shot on Rifleman A. Misses.
No. Wow, I am very lucky today. The marginal piece of good news to you is my hand is pretty garbage. I'm doing an attack on here. So I'm attacking your rifle on BC on a 5 or... yeah, it's a 5 or better. Which they do not get. And the other card in my hand is the Night Witches. Now, am I feeling brave / dumb enough to bomb that house? I think...
The power plant.
The power plant. I don't think I do that. I think that is the risk. Yeah, that is too risky for me to do. Weirdly. Yeah, I think that's just gonna. I'm just gonna have to not bomb that one. So we're instead gonna bomb this tile here.
Yep.
So first versus the building, 7 or up.
Gets it.
Gets it. 701C. This brewery has gone from pristine to flattened. And then versus the people. 2 dice versus those scouts. Yeah, 6 or better. Yep.
Yep. So I think they're routed.
Scouts BC.
Let me just have a quick look.
I think check the deck and you like
Do it properly. Oh my god. Nope, they're not. Oh yeah, I bolstered them because I wanted to get some focal war.
And then versus the gunners, 2 dice, again a 5 or better. Yep. Just can't miss today.
Wait, so hang on, do I have gunners here? No. So then it's I choose a gunner from here.
Gunner
right?
BC, yep.
I don't think I have anything left in my deck but fog of war.
And some riflemen.
Oh.
And some snipers and
I might not
sharpshooters.
have any riflemen. They might all be dead. You know, if you're targeting them,
Yeah.
you'd probably just lose.
Oh, see. I think your rifleman A, there might still be some around for also.
This has been so anticlimactic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, it's feeling like a glorious victory from my end. Like this feels like a big hurrah, and like, you know, the forces of justice have arrived and turned around. I can imagine why it doesn't feel like that to you, especially given the dice rolling, because like
This has felt like
are great.
not really a game for me. Like
Right.
I don't feel like I feel like the one thing I had probably going for me was the partisan unit, and now that they're gone, or then when they left, maybe some lucky attacks might have helped. But I haven't even got that. So, yeah, it's 5.
5. You get to keep it.
Huzzah.
God damn it, Maxim, why did you get hurt? Not a medal.
Okay, well, I've got Rifleman A attacking Rifleman B.
Yep.
So that's just a regular attack, so it's going to be 5 up. Oops, sorry everyone, I just left it on, like, this camera. The wrong camera. I second hit of the game.
Rifleman B. It's going to be that one.
Okay. And then here's my sharpshooter attacking Rifleman A. So that's, what is that, 9
1,
ups?
2, 3 away, plus 2 cover. Yep, 9 up.
Got it.
That's versus a Rifleman A.
And then I've just got 5.
Oh, actually, I have a Rifleman A in hand, don't I? Yes, it has to be that one. Well, that makes my hand less joyous. I'm going to command to draw 2. And then the partisans are going to control this tile. Thank you.
Which puts you on 8 of the 10 you need.
Yep, and then Rifleman B are going to move into here and control here, which puts me on 9. That's the thing I need. I just drew both of them by commanding, which was lucky.
Alright. Well, I don't think it's massively changed the outcome of this game.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, why? Three, 2, 1. Oh. Well, thank you, Scout 2. Yeah, both armies in desperate state.
There's 2 to 1 there again.
So, the partisans are going to move to here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Engineer B we're going to use to move into here.
Oh dear.
And then Rifleman B is going to shoot at Rifleman A. Not in the same building. 4, 8 up. 2 dice on 8 or better. Nope.
Misses.
Over to you.
I mean, one partisan card wins you the game. Like, I don't think I can do anything about this other than move a unit in there, but I think we're desperate. We're gonna play Platoon Sergeant for first Command 2. Oh my god. Well, that helped not at all. Right, it's I mean, you've got so many partisan cards though. There's really nothing I can. Well, I'd have to kill the fucking partisans now as well. It's Too much, Luke. It's too much. So here's machine gunner C. Suppressing partisans. He needs a 6-up.
I need a 7-up. 2 away plus 1 for the cover.
Fair enough. 6, 7. No,
He's definitely gets that suppression.
Alright, and then it's sharpshooter, shooting at the partisans. So he needs 6 up. And gets it.
Right, I made a horrible mistake going here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me choose which one's going to go to casualties.
While you're picking, I'm going to reveal my snipers and shoot at the same target, so cool. You might pick 2. What is this? Sniper needs 7 up, 6 up, 6 up. 4, 5, 6, 6 up. Gets it.
Cool, so I'm going to remove 2 of these now.
Okay, this is... And then my last card is Fog of War. Desperately buying time against this unstoppable tide of...
Okay.
I'm not even... I'm literally like... This is so bad. This is so bad.
The victory feels close, but I'm still worried about it in lots of ways, right? Like, I think you've also had the experience of being very close to victory in this game, and you're still like, it can get fucked up. Like this could all go wrong still.
Yeah.
But it's definitely better to feel that than the opposite feeling. Just like, I need miracles.
I need actual, genuine miracles. Yeah. I'm literally relying on snipers who are camped out in a house with oh my god.
3, 2, 1, to 6. I'm playing my platoon sergeant to command. Come on, deliver me something that is actually fucking useful. Yes, okay, that's perfect. So rifleman B to move, rifleman B to control.
God damn.
Oof, I was yeah. And that's 10.
I had to play the Fog of War because I had Squad Leader A and Rifleman A in hand, and I could have commanded them over here
into
and
there,
back,
taking it back.
I mean, still treading water. I mean, that was just absolutely crushing. Yeah. Like, what a crushing game.
Yeah, no, I mean, there were 2 things that were really awful for you. One was obviously just rolling crap. Like, you generally did roll crap. There are a bunch of misses that were statistically unlikely, but then also having gone for the partisans, which I think was the Romanians, which I think was a very sensible thing, right? Because you could send them in here, cap, and you don't really care about their casualties. That made total sense.
Yep.
Yeah. I commend the noise proofing on your headphones though, because when I was reading the briefing, it was all about how like uncertain the Romanians are and that they want to defect. It's like, if Mike is hearing me do this stuff about the Romanian defections, I was like, he's going to be very suspicious of these Romanians.
Yep, absolutely no clue. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm sorry it ended like that, but that felt pretty glorious.
First off, congratulations, well done, and obviously, good job. I'm a little disappointed by that ending after 14 games.
Yeah, I can see.
Would you like to read the end, and we'll see if the text makes it more satisfying? It didn't feel like the best game of this we've had, and I think I would like the final game to feel like the best game of this we've had.
Yeah,
out of all of them.
The best game of this we had was kind of like this one, in that like there was a start where it was kind of like crushing you, and things were going really badly, and then you started turning it around, and then you won at the end in that like dramatic, like that final bit.
Yeah,
yeah. And I was sitting here terrified of that. Right, that was just going to happen, that in this last point you were just going to get the people out, you were going to start hitting, my riflemen were going to start dropping like flies, like, I should have sent the partisans, instead of in here, I should have sent them up here, I should have kept them, instead of moving them from here to here, I should have moved them in here. Like, what was I thinking putting them in here? Like, I was like, and then you shot 2 of them, and I was like, I've just absolutely ballsed it. Like, you're like, but yeah, like I can see, yeah, I agree. This was not the most like epic of them in some ways. For me, the moment of like swinging those things was pretty epic, right? Like it felt like, yeah, like we stand a chance. We're gonna like fight back. Like this is it. This is like people recognizing like this is us on the defense. It's quite odd, I think, the idea that the Romanians would have become partisans rather than just deserted, right?
Right, to actually defect rather than just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this would have probably felt better if they'd just left. I mean, for me, because this kind of, to me, just felt really...
Especially because you put the time and effort into bolstering those dudes.
Yeah,
right?
And that was particularly costly. So this was just kind of demoralizing throughout until it ended. There wasn't a point here at all where I was like, yes, this is the moment where I might have a chance or make my comeback. And that was partly by dint of dice rolls. Like the dice rolls were pretty underwhelming throughout. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's...
But your strategy was kind of undercut by the scenario design in a way that you couldn't have anticipated, right?
Yes.
Like that's kind of the fundamental problem with that as a scenario piece.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You've been in that situation twice already where I've been like, surprise, something's happened. Did I win both of those games?
Yes.
I did.
Because I think fundamentally, like, the thing is so tight that when someone pulls a surprise that big, it does disrupt things. But I don't think either of them were as direct.
I don't think I did win the
did.
game where I was like surprised there's an extra flank.
You did, maybe not with the extra flank. You certainly won the...
I won the one where I was like surprised there's snipers now.
Yeah, and they were in this corner.
Yeah, but I don't think I won the one where I was like surprised...
The extra flank.
No, I didn't win that one because I remember specifically saying...
you weren't sure if it had actually been helpful.
Yeah,
it raised your victory point margin, didn't it, when you did that?
And I did it because it was fun to be like surprised.
Yeah.
And then I afterwards was reflecting on whether or not it had actually been strategically helpful.
But yeah, you're right. In that, there was kind of a cost too. Whereas in this, you were going to send those Romanians to me, basically.
Well, in this, the cost was directly how difficult I made it for you
to get the Romanians,
but without
like you weren't going to make it difficult for me.
Yeah, and I don't think there was any text in my scenario book about like we're not sure.
We
about
don't
those.
trust these Romanians.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is actually, and I just didn't. Really.
It just seemed like a bit of flavour in amongst all the other flavour. Yeah.
It says here, Wolfgang shifted further along the drain, waved forward by one of the Romanians who was acting as a scout for his squad. They'd proven themselves good, if ill-disciplined fighters over the past few days, but Wolfgang didn't like them. They weren't Wehrmacht. They weren't his brothers. Right now, though, he didn't have much choice other than to trust them. They were in too far to go back now.
Yeah, so it does give you a bit, but like...
That's the closest it gives me to...
But there's a lot of stuff in this where like...
I don't think that's particularly leading at all. Like if it had said... They, he felt they were far too reliant on them. He didn't feel like he could trust them. Something like that in there to just give me maybe an inkling that I couldn't rely on that piece. That might have been nice.
Yeah, like as a reveal, it was cool.
As a reveal, it was very cool. Yeah, absolutely. But mechanically, I felt it kind of undercut what was already kind of a game where I was on the back foot, and kind of just took away what I wanted, which was a real tight sort of nail-biting, gripping game. And this map...
Even them deserting would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, I would. I think if they deserted, I might have still been in with a chance. Because you captured at least 2 victory points with them.
Yeah.
And so, you would still need...
Because one of them was now standing on a victory point, right? Ready for me to be like, hi.
Well, and, and the swing was massive because I'd bolstered 2 more, or 3 more. Yeah. Two more. I'd bolstered 2 more, and I'd started with 2 already. And so it removes that bolster for me, gives it to you, and additionally, like the thing is as well, this map is so small, and thanks to the addition of the tunnels, it's such a knife fight.
Smaller as a actual geographic space.
Yeah, it's such a knife fight that it could have been really cool and sort of tight and bloody throughout, but instead it just kind of became like, a bit of a stomp.
Yeah. The other thing that really helped me out was I got the tunnel destruction on the first bomb, and that meant that the strategic flexibility of these guys, your ability to put them in places just to block me getting the VPs and stuff like this was gone.
Yes, yeah.
And that was actually probably, in retrospect, I was pleased when it happened, but in retrospect it's probably even more useful. Because and then subsequently your rifle moved into here, which then meant you didn't want to put stuff.
Well, I mean, I guess that's another thing that makes the swing of the Romanians even bigger, because not only do I lose a unit, but I lose a blocking unit.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, now that I think about it, that swing was actually massive.
Yeah.
And I think unrecoverable. Even if they'd been up there, you know, I don't think it would have mattered much, because then you could have just taken that and walked back in here and taken this. And moving Rifleman A out of here was probably a bad choice, but also, like, I don't know if I had much other options, really.
The thing was, if you hadn't moved Rifleman A out of there relatively promptly, I was planning to, like, I'm talking once we were a bit into the game, I was planning to try and destroy this tunnel so that they'd be stuck here, because they were out scouts as well.
Stuck there, yeah.
And I'd just be like, well, they're going to sit over here while we do this, and I just like log jam this bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, the thing is as well, if you actually think about the units we've sort of unlocked, right? Pretty much all of the tiles on this map are buildings. I mean, you blew one up, and that one I blew up previously.
But it's only really the edge material.
Yeah, so effectively, I can't deploy any tanks. Even if I do, it would be difficult, and they wouldn't be that useful. I mean, they'd be useful for suppress. Yeah. I'm not lying. Like having a tank.
Moving over here and putting a tank here and just having it suppress these tiles.
I mean, that would be great. And I was thinking about something like that, particularly because without the Romanians, I've actually then only got 2 units beyond baseline. Everything I've got is tanks.
Yeah.
And also,
and sharpshooters and snipers.
Yeah. Well, but that's what I'm. Oh yeah. Okay. So I guess I mean sort of. Yes, sharpshooters and snipers. So I've just got baseline sharpshooter snipers, and that's basically it. And the tanks are not especially useful either. So I don't know. Maybe having some engineers would have been helpful, but I just didn't have that many opportunities to bolster.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and yeah, critically, some of those bolstered unit from that bolstered time became thingy time, and then because you were on the back foot, you couldn't using the platoon sergeant to bolster didn't feel like the right thing to do, right? You needed to command or you needed to support just to hope that the edge was going to be there and that the luck was going to turn. Right? You needed to take the higher variant stuff, it felt like, by the late game than continuing to bolster. Because, in retrospect, if you knew that thing was going to happen but you were still going to let it happen, you'd probably try and bolster a variety of stuff, put blocking units out, and then use your snipers and scouts just to win the route victory, which was, part of what you were trying to do. But obviously, you were also aiming for the other victory.
Yeah, I mean, if
now you'd commit even harder to the route victory. Like,
I mean, if I'd known what you were trying to do, I absolutely would have just hid the Romanians somewhere far away, and then behind a wall of dudes, so you could never get.
But I think, if we imagine the weird middle scenario in which you just choose to ignore the Romanians as opposed to
I just don't see that being.
It's not very likely as a course of action because you're really motivated strategically to use the Romanians in this scenario.
Yes, precisely.
Right, which is what I mean by you bring the Romanians to me, actually. Even if you didn't spend the time bolstering, any German player at this point is going to be like, yeah, get the Romanians in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which maybe is a bit thematic of why the Romanians are like, absolutely fuck this, why are we putting in first? This is horrendous.
But it's also kind of bizarre that they are, I mean, I don't know the history of it, but that they're then actually, do you know what, we're sick of fighting, so let's do some more fighting.
Yeah, exactly, I mean, it is the case that various times on this front, prisoners of war are pushed into service and end up fighting on multiple sides. There are a number of soldiers throughout the Eastern Front who end up fighting for 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 armies in the course of what's going on. Partly because defecting, the alternative on the Eastern Front is sometimes death. It's not being made a prisoner of war, especially when it comes to starvation situations. If you're captured, you're basically given the so are you part of the Red Army now, or are we going to commit a war crime on you? Are we going to kill you here?
Yeah.
But that's not what partisans are, right? That would be what defectors are, or effectively conscripted prisoners of war, which in itself is a war crime. I guess that's lovely though. German squad leader should have listened for the musical sting whenever he's focused at any Iranian soldiers. Yeah. Yeah.
If there'd been a sting of sort of
is it
a sort of dramatic sting, every time I looked at a Romanian
low soldier. Rumble, a descent, a little violin screech.
Sadly, there was no such musical cues to help me out. All right, let's read the end, Luke. Let's hear it.
Cool. So we're going from... was this from 14B or 14D? 14B. We're going to end... Will you B or D? What does your sheet say?
I don't know what's happened to my sheet.
Because it makes a difference whether we do end C or end
B.
D.
We're B.
We're B. We're going to end C then. End C. ND actually takes us to 217 as well. So NC 217. Maxim waved up at Anya. The sergeant was sitting on the flank of a wrecked Panzer III, its blackened husk abandoned on the street on the corner of the street. The rest of her squad were scattered around it, talking and smoking. Is it true then? Anya asked, looking at Maxim from her perch. A total withdrawal? It seems like it, Maxim said, hauling himself up to sit next to her. His arm's better. The lieutenant says the artillery we can hear is coming from the northwest. They've launched Operation Uranus. Give it a few more days, and what's left of the fascists on the edge of the city will be completely surrounded. Then we made it, Anya said simply. Maxim realized just how tired she looked. We more than made it, he said, trying to reassure the younger NCO. We won. This will turn the tide against the Germans, all along the front. Anya looked down at her squad, then nodded. On to Berlin then, she said, patting Maxim on the arm. On to Berlin, he echoed, and smiled. It says the campaign is over.
The campaign is over. Right, I wonder if there's anything for me, or if it's just the same thing.
I suspect there is, because I've just seen one that describes a German victory, so 217 will be the number.
Where are you finding these?
217. But at the end, at the front here, next to NC, it should give you the briefing number.
Yep, you're correct. Yep. That's how it works. I mean, you guys have not heard anything.
I like the idea that you've never read any of them. You've just stood there in the book, being like, "Luke's doing this, so I want to have the book open."
I take it it's true then, Max said quietly. The lieutenant's expression told him everything, even before he heard the words that followed. Orders are to withdraw, the officer said. The army group is to pull out, but it seems we might already be cut off. The Soviets have launched a new offensive and are encircling the city. Max tried to find the right words, but couldn't. It had all been for nothing. The cold, the hunger, the fighting and the dying. Otto's death in the last push shot through the lungs during a desperate street dash. They had known even that the battle was turning against them, just as surely as the weather. They'd known even then that the battle was turning against them, just like the weather. But to hear it confirmed cut colder and deeper than the bitterest Russian winter. Perhaps we should just stay here and die, Wolfgang commented. No, the lieutenant said firmly. We owe it to those who've survived this to try and get everyone out. It isn't over yet. It might as well be, Max found himself saying, ashamed but unable to deny it all the same. Stalingrad belongs to the Reds. One day Berlin will as well. Major Soviet victory. The campaign is over. Oh, I don't feel like I did that bad.
There is... I've seen one that was called Total German Victory, so there are, like, grades.
Is minor, major, and total? Is that it?
I think so. I've seen a minor as well now. Yeah, there's a minor German victory. Epic, sorry, not total. So there's also an epic Soviet victory. Though I would say that also interestingly, this might be better for the German army than the actual historical outcome, because if they're going to pull out at the start of Uranus rather than sitting around, some of them will make it out alive, like rather than the historical outcome of all being surrounded and captured.
Okay. That's interesting because we both won exactly 7 games.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly 7.
Exactly 7 each. And only spoiled half the game books. Well, you can't really play it without spoiling game books. Yeah. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed Stalingrad, Undaunted Stalingrad. I really, really liked it. I'm not sure how it could.
This wasn't the ending.
This wasn't the ending I wanted, and I'm not. I mean, obviously,
no, not just from. I know you mean that not just from a like out victory, narrative perspective, but from a like
it just
experience perspective.
Yeah, it didn't feel quite reflective of the experience we had throughout, which was a sort of a tight back and forth with no one really gaining any ground. Perhaps this is a sort of a reflection of history where, the Germans really needed like a massive win in order to come out ahead or whatever. It also felt like towards the end, I was a lot more on the back foot, with multiple opportunities to end early in your favor.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure why that was the case. Maybe, again, it's just historically the Germans have harder work to do.
Yeah. But in a game that is otherwise quite even, it feels like in the cards, that feels like an odd choice. Right? It feels like, there were some scenarios that definitely like easier on one side than the other.
Yeah.
It felt like
which is always the case with Undaunted.
But but in a campaign context, I kind of expect it to be weaving, and I would have thought that like a fairly even battle win like this would be fairly even in its outcome. Like, I am surprised it said major there.
Well, it makes me wonder what minor victory is.
The rest side, yeah.
It makes me wonder how a minor victory could have been different when we won exactly the same number of games. I guess it's just about which ones you win.
Minor victories are these ones, right? Maybe it's a minor victory if you only win in the final bit.
The final bit.
Like, we have...
So maybe it's not about how many games you've won or lost, it's just about how early you win the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what's interesting as well is going into like the game where... Well, I mean, I did win 2 more after the one where I could have lost outright, which was after your win. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it sort of felt a bit... and maybe this is by dint of sort of constantly being on the back foot towards the end, but it sort of felt to me like I never really had a chance to win the campaign.
Yeah, you didn't get any of those. Well, I was just there being like, if I lose this, I've lost.
We never played a game where if you lost, you'd just lose, which felt odd because I had to do it twice, and yet we still...
3 times?
I think it was just twice.
Maybe it was just twice.
Yeah, because I think the game after... Yeah, what felt weird was there was the game where you could lose outright. I could lose outright, which I won. And then the game after where no one could lose outright, which I won. And then we went on to another game where I could lose outright again, which feels kind of peculiar.
Yeah. So I without spoiling it, I've looked at what the end strip is on each of the scenarios, each of the end outcomes for what the next mission would be if you'd won, and they're all minor things.
They're all minor victories.
Yep. But I assume ends H, I, J, and D are all minor or major, are all major or epic Soviet German victories. Right. So if we've been on 144 or 143. Like, so the final scenario, the 14th scenario must be a 1-4. So it could be 1-4-1, in which case there are potential Soviet victories, but no German ones. 1-4-2, in which case there are potential Soviet victories, but no German ones. 1-4-3, in which case there are potential German ends, or 1-4-4, in which case there are potential German ends.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up, maybe it was early on, we ended up down a bifurcated path where it goes, it selects somewhere up here. Mm-hmm. Which path are you down? But I wouldn't know without mapping it all out.
Yeah, there'd be no way to do it.
And we're not going to do that for you.
Well, it'd spoil everything, and it'd also be probably not that much fun.
But I think there is the narrative advantage that Haggis points out that you've also mentioned, that maybe there is just a thing in this where narratively they're saying the Soviets holding on, what would be a draw outcome is effectively a win for the Soviets.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think there's sort of a historical element that you described, which is kind of no matter what happens, the Germans still lose, right?
Yeah, I suspect that the major, even the major or epic German victories, assuming there is one, they probably don't say maybe they say onward to Moscow, but they'd already been pretty near Moscow. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sort of about how it's presented. But I think actually what sort of...
The great is that this didn't feel like your people would collapse having failed. You're assaulting the Soviet HQ here for the first time. And it goes wrong. Well, we've had a lot of battles that have gone wrong. It doesn't feel like they'd be But also, interestingly, this was a withdrawal from your people's part, right? You'd received a command to withdraw. It's not I beat you out of the city.
Right.
You were denied the opportunity to finish this or stay here by command. Someone up the chain was that's it, no more resources.
Mm.
My people yeah.
Yeah,
I've not, like, this is the bank of the Volga here, this one. This is the last row of tiles on the city. This is the Soviet command center. Like, there is no more ground for me to give before crossing the river.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the point the Germans have pulled out. Which would probably be sensible, honestly, but is, yeah. Yeah.
Pine Leaf Needles asks, who controlled what points on the map? Well, Luke controlled loads of them.
Yes. But I think Pine Leaf Needle means on the campaign record map.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Luke had 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the Southern Reach and the Northern Reach, so it might be to do with that.
But you still had 9 January Square.
Yeah,
I did not have all 3, right? And then someone's always probably you end up down one of the bifurcated paths based on who has the majority of these 3. Right? That probably is part of a design that sends you one way or another. We shouldn't deconstruct it too much.
Yeah.
Don't want to spoil it. But I suspect that's actually where that's come from.
Yeah.
And maybe you can only end up with the epics if you've got all 3, right? That's when you end up with the path where you could win an epic victory or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, I suppose, and I'm not as bothered about those terms, maybe. I'm just sort of... I guess maybe it's more...
But well, I kind of am, because this doesn't feel like it was a major Soviet victory, right? Like, we know that if this was a win, this is one scenario from the end. Right? Like, yeah.
Pine Leaf Needle says, I think you may have gone on the wrong path at some stage. An early win requires 4 points. Right, but this is barely an early win. This is game 14 of 15.
So where does Pine Needle say it takes 4 points? Oh yeah, at the end there. Sorry, yeah.
But also, the... I mean...
Or maybe we misupdated it and I got 9 January Square back at some point, but because...
Well, possibly. I mean, we can look into that.
Yeah, we can look up. We can backtrack through our campaign record. Figure it out.
Yeah, but I mean, like, presuming that we haven't made any 8 errors, which we can of course address in future content. Yeah, I very much enjoyed this. I still think it's probably the best form of Undaunted I've played to date, but I was a little disappointed with the ending. Then again, I'm not sure how it could necessarily. I mean, I guess actually, I don't know how they could have made it as tense and exciting without having the possibility of early endings. But I also think any early ending would have left me feeling a bit disappointed.
I also wonder if it had gone the full distance. I think it's very hard to, like, this has been a really great campaign. Like, part of what I think you're saying is also, like, yeah, you said this is your favourite form of Undaunted you've played, and I agree, actually. This has absolutely been the coolest and best of the experiences. Like, I would massively recommend it to anyone who knows they already like Undaunted.
Yeah.
If you want to try it out, probably try Normandy. But, like, if you know you like it,
play a few games of Normandy first, just to make sure you like the system.
But to have an ending that would feel worthy of, like, all of this was always going to be really hard, right? Like, even if, like, you know... So I wonder if, like, even then we would have felt... You know, even if it hadn't ended right here, if we went to the next one and then got an end, presumably it would have been a minor victory, but, like, it might have felt like we were still, like, it's over, and the other person won, but, like, I also had all of this great stuff. And I think sometimes there's an emptiness to that exists.
Part of this makes me wonder, though, how much of this was like a choice about historical accuracy, because it feels like to sort of go from the last match, which sort of it was the last one, the one where, you know, I had the rifleman running off and a tank parked up here, and you had like a tank parked up there, and then you put your guys in the wrong spot because you were like sort of like still committing to 2 objectives and all that stuff. That was the last game we played, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And you were sort of chasing my rifleman A, and we're both like had our riflemen both going for a rifleman route, shooting across buildings at each other. Like, that was exciting and tense throughout because there were sort of 2 fronts and no sort of major obvious winner. And I think in what is potentially a final fight, to go back to sort of like a really close quarters knife fight with this major unpredictable swing in the middle, just feels kind of like a mistake. And it makes me wonder if they made that choice because it's like historically accurate. You know, like maybe there was no way to get the tanks up to the Soviet HQ, so the tanks shouldn't really be in it, and that's why there's not many spots for tanks.
It does also feel a little like this in some ways was a defensive scenario for me, right? And you were sort of attacking in, partly because of the tunnels we ended up with.
Sure.
And partly because I just got the majority of stuff back here, right, these points. And generally when the previous end scenarios felt like I was the one where I was attacking the German HQ. And that felt more narratively like, well, if the Soviets beat the German HQ, it's over, right? That makes sense. Whereas here I'm defending the Soviet HQ.
Right, yeah, it feels like you're on your last defensive position, you're under attack, so I've got a bit of an uphill struggle because I'm coming at a defended position, and then, but also...
the result should be from that,
that you hang
Soviet
on
victory,
for another day.
Me hang on for another day, right? And so that's part of the narrative.
Yeah, that's a bit of a disconnect, yeah, that feels odd. Yeah, so anyway, I think if we never play Undaunted Stalingrad again... that's some sort of wrap up of our final thoughts. They're absolutely worth the journey. Definitely do it. But we'll take a look through our numbers just to make sure we haven't made any mistakes, and also make sure you stay subscribed to the channel in case we decide to come back and do one more game.
In case we do. Right. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for watching along, and I've really enjoyed this whole campaign. It's been a pretty epic experience, and looking across my cards, it feels like they're like my cards, and the city, and pointing to tiles, and being like, that is a tile you destroyed in this thing, and now it's fucked up, and this is those systems have worked really well throughout, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it's been fantastic, and I think it's really it really makes you sort of. What it does, I think, the nicest thing it actually does is sort of really make you think about the individuals who are the sort of the victims of these horribly high-level political decisions.
And in many ways, the option to withdraw being meaningful in this, right? Like, if you play Normandy and things are going badly, you're just like, well, I'll now take the high variance, I'm going to try get the win still, I'm going to push on.
This is the first and only scenario where I've wanted to use withdraw.
Okay, yeah, whereas there have been a couple of times I've been like, I've got to withdraw this, this isn't happening. I think there are 2 games I withdrew it.
Only one I want to withdraw and I can't.
Yeah.
God damn it. Anyway, yeah, make sure you stay subscribed to the channel so you can join us for the next game, whether it's more Undaunted Stalingrad or something else. But thanks so much, everyone, for coming on this journey with us. There might well be a bonus episode coming up. In case there is, you don't want to miss it. And, of course, thanks to Game Topper for the Game Topper, and thanks to all the patrons for making this content happen. Without them, we couldn't do it, and we definitely wouldn't have 9 episodes of Undaunted Stalingrad. So, big round of applause for the patrons. And if you feel like supporting the show, it costs as little as $1, and you can go and check out the Patreon, which is linked above on the YouTube page. Thanks, everyone, so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next episode.
Thanks, all. Bye.